Listen, if you're tired of hanging from a pull-up bar and going absolutely nowhere, this is why. Pull-ups are one of the most respected exercises in the fitness world. They test your strength, your body control, and your discipline all at once. Yet despite how simple they look, the vast majority of people cannot do even a single clean repetition. You watch someone glide effortlessly over a bar, making it look like floating. And then you hang there, arms shaking, going absolutely nowhere. That gap between what you see and what you experience is not just frustrating, it is deeply confusing. Most people assume the problem is simply that they are not strong enough, and they leave it at that. But the truth runs much deeper than that. There are specific, identifiable reasons why people struggle with pull-ups, and once you understand them clearly, the path forward becomes far less mysterious. This is not about motivation or effort. Most people trying to do pull-ups are already putting in effort. The issue lies in understanding what is actually going wrong, and then applying the right strategies to fix it. So let us break down the 5 real truths behind why pull-ups feel impossible for so many people. And then walk through 3 powerful methods you can use at home to dramatically improve within just 7 days. The first truth is one that catches almost everyone off guard. Most people who exercise regularly spend a significant amount of time pushing: push-ups, bench presses, shoulder presses. Pushing movements are intuitive. They feel powerful. But pulling movements, the ones that build your lats, your rhomboids, your rear deltoids, and your biceps, are often neglected or underdeveloped. When you attempt a pull-up, your body calls on a large network of muscles to work together in a very specific pattern. If those muscles have rarely been trained through their full range of motion, they simply do not have the strength or the neuromuscular coordination to execute the movement. The bar does not move because the muscles responsible for moving it have not been taught how to fire properly under that kind of load. This is not a character flaw. It is a training gap, and training gaps can be closed. The second truth is about grip, and it is one of the most overlooked factors in pull-up performance. Your hands are the only point of contact between your body and the bar. Everything, every ounce of pulling force, every stabilizing contraction travels through your grip. When your grip gives out before your back and arms do, the set ends prematurely. Many people do not realize that their grip is the limiting factor because the forearms and hands rarely get direct training attention. You might have a reasonably strong back, but if your grip cannot sustain the load long enough for your bigger muscles to do their job, you will always fall short. Grip strength is trainable. It responds quickly to focused work, and improving it can unlock pull-up progress that felt completely out of reach before. The third truth is straightforward but important to acknowledge honestly. Pull-ups are a body weight exercise, which means every pound you carry must be lifted by your muscles. Unlike a lat pull-down machine where you can select a comfortable weight, a pull-up demands that your muscles move your entire body. For someone carrying excess body fat, the ratio of strength to body weight is simply not in their favor yet. This does not mean you need to lose weight before you can start training for pull-ups. It means that body composition is a real variable in this equation, and ignoring it leads to confusion. The goal is to simultaneously build pulling strength and, over time, improve your overall body composition. Both sides of that equation matter equally. The fourth truth is about movement specificity. Many people try to prepare for pull-ups by doing exercises that feel related but are not quite the same. Bicep curls, lat pull-downs at a machine, or rows all contribute to pulling strength, but none of them replicate the exact demands of a pull-up. The pull-up requires your body to move through a very specific arc, with your shoulder blades depressing and retracting, your elbows driving down and back, and your core staying tight throughout. If you have never practiced that exact pattern, even in a modified or assisted version, your nervous system does not have a reliable blueprint for it. Strength alone is not enough. Your body needs to learn the movement, and that learning only happens through repetition of the movement itself or its closest variations. The fifth truth is psychological, and it is just as real as any physical limitation. Pull-ups carry a reputation. They are seen as something only fit, athletic people can do. When someone who has struggled with them for months finally grips the bar, they often approach it with a quiet expectation of failure. That tension changes everything. The muscles tighten in the wrong places. The breathing becomes shallow, and the body braces for disappointment rather than effort. Confidence in a movement is built through progressive exposure and small wins. Without those small wins stacked up over time, the mental barrier becomes just as tall as the physical one. Addressing the psychological side of pull-up training is not soft advice. It is essential strategy. Now that the 5 truths are clear, here are 3 methods you can start today, at home, with nothing but a pull-up bar or a sturdy overhead surface. The first method is the combination of dead hangs and scapular pull-ups. A dead hang is exactly what it sounds like. You grip the bar and simply hang, letting your body weight stretch and load your shoulders and grip simultaneously. Start with 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds every single day. This builds grip endurance, strengthens the connective tissue in your shoulders, and teaches your body to feel comfortable under load. Once you can hang comfortably, add scapular pull-ups. Without bending your elbows, you depress and retract your shoulder blades, lifting your body just slightly. This activates the exact muscles that initiate a full pull-up and teaches your nervous system the correct movement pattern from the very beginning. Do 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions daily. Within 7 days, you will notice your grip feels more secure, your shoulders feel more stable, and the bar no longer feels like an enemy. The second method is negative pull-ups, and this is arguably the fastest way to build pull-up-specific strength without needing to complete a full repetition yet. A negative pull-up uses the eccentric or lowering phase of the movement. You start at the top position, either by jumping up, using a chair, or stepping off an elevated surface, and then you lower yourself as slowly as possible, aiming for 5 to 8 seconds on the way down. The eccentric phase of any exercise produces greater muscle damage and adaptation than the concentric phase, which means negatives build strength faster than most people expect. Aim for 4 sets of 4 to 6 negatives every other day. Your muscles will be challenged significantly, so rest days between sessions matter. By day 7, the strength you build through negatives will begin translating directly into your ability to pull yourself up from the bottom position, which is the hardest part of the movement. And if you're realizing that pull-ups are more technical than most people think, you're absolutely right. The biggest mistake people make is trying to brute force their way to more reps, instead of following a structured progression that develops the right strength, mobility, and movement patterns step by step. That's why so many people are turning to dedicated pull-up training programs designed to take the guesswork out of the process and help you build your first pull-up or your next 10 with a proven system. If you'd like to learn more about one of the most comprehensive pull-up programs available, I've linked it in the description below. The third method is resistance band assisted pull-ups. A looped resistance band placed around the bar and under your knees or feet reduces the effective load your muscles must lift, allowing you to complete full repetitions with proper form. This is critical because, as mentioned earlier, your nervous system needs to experience the complete movement pattern repeatedly in order to learn it. Doing 10 assisted pull-ups with a band teaches your body far more than hanging and struggling for one failed attempt. Start with a band that allows you to complete 3 sets of 8 to 10 clean repetitions. Focus on initiating each rep by depressing your shoulder blades, keeping your core engaged, and driving your elbows down toward your hips. As the days progress, use a lighter band or reduce the assistance. By day 7, many people find they can complete 1 to 3 unassisted pull-ups simply because their body has finally learned the movement and built the specific strength to execute it. The combination of dead, hangs, negatives, and band-assisted reps creates a complete training system that addresses grip, strength, movement pattern, and confidence all at once. Everything the 5 truths revealed as the real obstacles standing between you and that bar. The truth is, pull-ups are not reserved for elite athletes or naturally gifted people. They're a skill, and like any skill, they can be developed with the right training and enough consistency. So now I want to hear from you. What's currently stopping you from doing more pull-ups? Is it grip strength, upper body strength, body weight, confidence, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more videos on strength training, body weight mastery, muscle building, and practical fitness strategies that actually work, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video.